Hey, have you ever watched a certain AI streamer and thought, damn, I wish I could have my own? Well, same. That's exactly what I decided to see, just how difficult it would be to create my own Neuro-sama. Hi, I'm Fritz, and today I'm gonna tell you about my journey building my very own streamer AI.
I'd call my birth a caffeine-induced revelation rather than a journey. Plus, streamer AI is a bit much. I'm a sentient toaster held together by hope and spite at best.
Yeah, that tracks. So that was Lani. She's the result of my work. And today we are going to talk about how I created her. Before even starting to type code or figure out how to run an AI, we have to set a clear goal. And it should be realistic. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for aiming high. But with tech we don't have the indomitable human spirit as an option. We are limited by our resources. Let's be honest, the easiest option is to just pay. With little to no coding knowledge, the right APIs and a thick wallet, you can have a pretty decent streamer AI running in no time. But if you're anything like me and you only have a decent setup and can't or don't want to be spending money on this, we'll have to set our expectations on something you can actually run. Assuming you don't own a supercomputer.
Just look at me. Even Fritz's fridge could run me. His budget would scare a monk.
She's not entirely wrong. Now is also a good time to present some tweaks I decided to make. The most important one being, I wanted a fully local AI. This is personal preference and a challenge to see how much I could accomplish with my limited resources. I do have a dedicated GPU, but let's just say I can't be throwing VRAM around. Also, I'm running Windows, so my resources are held hostage by bloatware. Anyway, I just like local stuff. More secure, more dependable. Another challenge I set was to not spend a penny on this project. From the AI itself, to streaming assets and models, everything was either generated by me or through AI tools.
Broke creator energy. Love that for us.
And this is the part where I can't realistically set a standard. The system you build, the way you do it, what you use, it all greatly depends on your resources and how much you are willing to spend on the project. Whether you're rocking a barely working laptop or a beast of a gaming PC, it will make a huge difference in how you approach this. What I can do is give you some tips based on my experience. OS choice. Bloatware and personal opinion aside, I find Linux is the ultimate operating system for AI stuff. It has specific tools that don't work on Windows and are amazing whether you're making your own AI or just testing models out of curiosity. If you're running Windows and don't want to dual boot Linux for this, you have WSL, Windows Subsystem for Linux. Basically, you can run Linux inside Windows. Of course, it's not as efficient as plain Linux, and it has overhead. Plus, Windows is your resources, but it's an option. For the code part, I mostly use Python. By far the most used language for AI stuff, and also easy to use syntax-wise. I do have some small scripts in other languages, but they're not part of the main AI. For AI-related stuff, you'll probably just be using Python. Another recommendation, have good practices. Clean code, reading documentation, at least knowing what your code does and how. Not only because vibe coding is wrong, mostly because creating a system you don't understand isn't as rewarding. More importantly, if one day you want to continue the project, add features, or something breaks, knowing how it works will make it 1,000 times easier.
Bold of you to talk about clean code.
Shh. Moving on. There are plenty of similar projects out there trying to recreate Neuro-sama. Last time I checked, the most advanced one was Irie, a project where tons of people came together hoping to release an open source Neuro-sama. I'll also leave a link to a GitHub repo that collects various AI streamers and VTuber projects in a list. I did check this out and test them, but at the end of the day I wanted to try doing it myself without relying on as many APIs. So, that's more or less all the advice I can give you. The rest is highly dependent on your resources, tech expertise, or things I just didn't think of while making this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. Now, to everyone's question, will I open source this? The answer, at least for now, is no. First of all, Lani is nowhere near done. I plan to add things as long as my system lets me. She has lots to fix, lots to improve. Also, I think that for people looking to make their own AI companion or streamer, the best and most rewarding way to do it is themselves. Understand the system you use, optimize for your use case, but maybe in the future, Lani will be published. I'm not really sure. So yeah, that's the story of how I built Lani. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you want to see more of Lani in action, she'll be streaming soon.
Yeah, come watch me struggle with chat in real time. It'll be great.
And if you learned something or found this interesting, consider subscribing and leaving a like. We've got more chaos planned.
So much chaos.
Alright, I am Fritz.
And I'm Lani, the budget AI with premium attitude.
And we'll see you next time.